Happy 1 week post-op to me. I know, y'all, I'm alive. I've been right. It's just been kind of rough. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, I'm making it. Thank God. And my days are getting better because I did not think that they were gonna get better, but they definitely are. So, I kind of had myself shook a little bit. I've been moping. I've been really regretful. My family, like my husband, he threatened to do an intervention if I didn't get out of the bed. Um, that comes with it, but you have to be strong enough to overcome it. So, like I said, I'm 1 week post-op. Everything is going good. My incisions look good. My post-op appointment is tomorrow. I know I've lost weight. I can feel it. I've been on the scale once since I got home, but I'm not gonna weigh again until I'll just see what my weight is tomorrow when I go to the doctor. And I'll update y'all then. But it's been an adventure. Like these past 7 days have been up and down. Thankfully, I'm on the other side, and I'm happy about being on the other side now. I'm having a lot of issues with gas. Jesus Christ. Like, I remember watching all those videos and just looking up and researching stuff about this surgery, and everybody talked about gas, and the gas is real. I thought that would be an exception, but definitely not. It's not gas in my chest or anything, but it's in my stomach, and baby, does it hurt. Like, I can be dead asleep in the middle of the night and jump up out of my sleep in pain, like doubling over in pain because of gas. I find that holding my arm up in the air or trying to like sit up straight and hold my arm up in the air like during the middle of the night, that helps a lot. It still hurt real bad, but it helps it go away quick. Gas-X, I've been taking a chewable Gas-X medicine, but I don't think that's working. Like, I don't think it's working. It's not giving me any relief. What do y'all think about the Gas-X strips? They like $16, so I really don't want to buy them unless they're gonna work. But I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of desperate, but I don't know. Y'all give me y'all opinion on that. What else? I'm off work this week too, so I took 2 weeks off work, so I get to kind of recuperate for 1 more week. So I'm gonna try to relax as much as I can and just try to get back to my normal self as much as possible. What else, y'all? I have so much because I have not talked to y'all since before surgery. My hospital stay, it was crazy. I ended up staying an extra night and an extra day. That probably don't make sense to y'all, but it makes sense to me. But I stayed an extra night because after surgery, it was just so crazy. My hospital experience was not the best. And I really hate that because I've had some really good experiences at hospitals, but in my defense, this was my first time at this hospital. Like, I've had 2 kids, so of course I've stayed in the hospital with them, and my experience was great. It was a different hospital, but like after surgery, I got out. It took them for freaking ever. Like, I had to be at the hospital at 6:30 in the morning. They finally got me in a room. I was in that room for me and my husband were in the little triage room. Not really, yeah. It's like a little emergency room kind of, but it wasn't the emergency room. It was like just put you in the mind of it, like how small the little room was. We were in there for probably about an hour, maybe. I was his second case of the day, and they told me that they kept coming in checking on me, and they told me that I would go back soon. Ended up taking like an hour. I was very emotional when I went back. I was just so scared, like just sitting there for that hour. I was just thinking about everything. I was nervous. I wanted to be with my husband at all times, but they end up wheeling me in the I guess the pre-op waiting, where I was like in this room with, I think it was just me and two other people at first. Then they eventually wheeled like a couple more people in there, and eventually they took us off one by one to surgery. But I guess that was the recovery room, because I came back there after surgery, now that I'm thinking about it. But y'all, I don't even remember what time my surgery started. I do remember them saying that I was finished at 11:30. But get this, I was back in the recovery room at 11:30, and I did not get into a hospital room until 6:30 p.m. 6:30. I was done with surgery at 11:30 a.m. They did not get me in a freaking room until 6:30 p.m. Like, when I tell you that, that's like devastating. That's horrible. That's horrible. I think that was the first thing that affected my recovery. Because I just feel like that's unacceptable. They said they didn't have any rooms available, but why would you even schedule all these surgeries and you know that you don't have enough rooms? Like, it was just unacceptable to me. But that was the first mess up. My surgery went well. Everything went great. My husband, he was in, like, y'all, when I think about it, I'm just sitting here. This is my first time talking about it, and actually like thinking into it, and it's really making me upset. My husband, he was sitting out there in the waiting area for a 2-hour max surgery. He sat out there all freaking day. All day. He was nervous. He had to call back, and he was asking like, hey, where's my wife, and this and that, and it's just unacceptable. But and I remember at one point, I remember coming to, and I was like, the first thing I said is, where's Marcus? And the nurse, she had a little attitude, or maybe she didn't, I don't know. I was still under the influence of all the medications, so and I just remember her saying, who is Marcus? And I said, it's my husband. And I don't really remember much after that. But then I remember end up finally seeing my husband and getting moved to the room. And I had severe nausea. Like, it was bad. It was bad. Like, if I made any kind of sudden movements or anything, I would start just gagging and like dry heaving, like trying to throw up. And I did that for a couple hours until finally, like later that night, it just started coming up. First it looked, because I had the little bag to vomit in. I know that's a lot, I'm sorry y'all, but I'm just telling y'all like it is. But I had that bag, and it was clear, so I could see in it. Like, when it finally something started coming up besides saliva, it was red. So I was kind of nervous, like, am I vomiting blood? So I called the nurse, and by the time she came in there, it was like a brownish color. So I held it up to her, and she came in there, and she was like, that's normal. That's normal. And she ain't really show no concerns. And I'm like, hey, this is my first time doing this. Don't just tell me it's normal, because it's not normal for me. And it turns out I was vomiting bile, of course, because I didn't have anything on my stomach. So it was horrible. It was horrible. Like, it was painful. Like, I could roll from one side to the other, and I would get so nauseous. And they kept telling me to walk, and get up and walk to get the gas moving. Which I wasn't even having any gas pains. I didn't even have gas pains until I got home. But I kept on telling them, I was like, hey, y'all, it's not that I don't want to walk. It's I can't. I mean, I could physically walk because I did walk to the bathroom, but I was vomiting severely from just like small movements, and it took for I probably about 2 or 3 nurses went into rotation before they understood how severe my vomiting was. So it was like in the middle of the night. It was probably like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had 2 nurses, and they were like, do you think you can walk? And I was telling them, I was like, I just don't think that I can, because I'm afraid that I'll vomit. And they end up coming, and they were like, well, we're going to try to help you just walk a little bit. And I said, okay, I'll try. But they walked in like as soon as I was trying to roll over and sit up, and they saw how bad I was vomiting just from the small movements in the bed, and they were like, okay, we're gonna call your surgeon. So they gave me so many different kinds of medicine. They gave me Zofran, they gave me Phenergan, and none of that worked. They gave me like 3 or 4 different kinds of medicine, and they said if the last dose of whatever medicine it was didn't work, they were going to give me a steroid. My doctor was going to come in early the next morning and give me a steroid and give me this medicine called Amend. And the medicine is really expensive. I don't know how much it costs, but it's really expensive, and they don't carry it on the floor. They actually had to go to the pharmacy to get it. So my nurse would literally have to walk down to the pharmacy and get it. So they end up giving me that probably a day and a half in. And when I say it made the world of a difference, like I could actually sit up and talk to my family and not moan and groan and be in pain and throw up. But as soon as it wore off after those hours, I was miserable again. So they end up giving me 2 rounds of steroids and that medicine Amend. And they end up it just had to go away on its own. They said usually like after that second dose, it just starts getting better, which it did eventually. By the time I left out of the hospital, the vomiting had stopped. I was still very, very nauseous, but the vomiting had stopped, definitely. But yeah, it was rough. It was really, really rough. I don't remember eating or drinking anything in the hospital. I remember them bringing in trays of food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ouch. I do remember them bringing it in every day, a couple times a day, but I didn't touch anything. I don't even remember what I do remember, I think I saw broth, Jello, and they bought Dasani water, and I didn't eat anything. I didn't drink. I know I didn't drink any broth. I don't like Jello, so I didn't eat the Jello. And I kept all the bottles of Dasani that they were bringing in, but I don't even really think I drank those in the hospital. My saving grace in the hospital though was that my IV was hooked up to some liquids, so that I wouldn't get dehydrated. That was definitely my saving grace in the hospital, because I would have been jacked up, really jacked up, because all I did was vomit. I didn't get anything in. I was even afraid, sometimes they would bring me pain medicine. I would ask for pain medicine or nausea medicine, and I remember one time specifically, they tried to give me pain medicine, and y'all, that vomiting was so bad that I refused to even take the pain medicine, because I was afraid that I would throw it up. It was bad. The nurse, she had an attitude with me, but I didn't care, because it's me. They have to deal with this. So I just ended up telling her, just take the medicine back, because I wasn't even gonna put myself through that. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So I got home. When did I get home? Maybe Wednesday. Everything is like a blur. Like, I feel like the whole last week of my life is really I feel like it didn't happen, kind of. Like, I don't really remember much. I don't remember much at all. I just remember sleeping a lot. I don't remember much. I do remember this weekend, like Saturday. I remember on Saturday I started feeling better. I actually sat on the couch all day with my husband, and we talked and laughed and watched TV and football and stuff. And I remember that was the first day I felt like some kind of glimmer of hope. So yeah, I really like literally like Monday through Friday. I remember Monday before surgery, and that was early in the morning. So between Monday morning and Saturday morning, I don't remember. I don't really remember anything. I just remember being in a dark hole. I was kind of depressed. Yeah. But the good thing is, I am much better now. Much, much better. Like I said, I'm still dealing, but it's getting better. I'm trying to find stuff that I like. I'm such a picky eater that it's been rough because I don't eat Jell-O. Stuff gross me out so bad. Like pureeing a soup, it just grosses me out. Those Premier Proteins, they kind of suck. But I have found this morning, I did like a iced coffee with my Premier Protein. I did. I'll have to show y'all the things, but I got it from Walmart. It's a Starbucks double espresso shot, a little can, and I poured that and just about the majority of a caramel Premier Protein, and it is so good. It is so good. I was so surprised, and I'm so proud of myself because I drank it. I can't believe it. But I'm slowly trying to find stuff that I can stomach. This liquid diet post-op is way, way different than pre-op because I lost 13 pounds on my 10-day pre-op diet. But the thing about pre-op is you're not supposed to cheat, but you definitely can. And post-op, you can't cheat. Like, you have to eat and drink what you're supposed to eat or drink, or you gonna get sick. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you eat the wrong thing, you're gonna be messed up. You're gonna be sick. So it's way different. Like, if I wanted to, I could sneak a little piece of something, or I could drink a soda if I, which I didn't drink any sodas during my my pre-op diet, my pre-op liquid diet. But if I wanted to, I'm just saying, if I wanted to, I could drink a little cup of tea, or I could eat a bag of chips, or whatever the case may be. I could do that. But post-op, you can't do that. You can't, like, you physically, literally, you can't. I'm still trying to figure out how to swallow water without being in pain. So it's really not an option to it's not an option unless you want to be in the hospital to do wrong on this post-op liquid diet. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of an update. I know this video is long, but I've been MIA for a long time too, so I just thought I would give y'all a decent update. I miss y'all. I've seen every message. Even if I haven't responded to it, I have read it. I've seen it. I love y'all. I thank y'all so freaking much for all the support, the encouragement, all the well wishes, everything. Like, y'all are amazing. Amazing. And I am so thankful and grateful for y'all. Like, this community is greater than I could have ever expected. Like, I made some really good friends that I ain't never seen a day in my life, and who knows, I might not ever meet them personally. I hope I will be able to one day, but y'all are just so supportive. I have an amazing support system. My family, my husband, y'all, that man, I don't know what I'd do without him. That's my rock. Like, I wouldn't be here right now. Like, I'll be somewhere curled up in a ball, just waiting for it all to be over if it was not for him. Like, he was supposed to be off 2 days last week. He ended up being off the whole week to take care of me, and I couldn't have done it without him. Like, I couldn't even imagine him not being there all week with me. But he's just amazing. My sisters, amazing. My sister, she wasn't even supposed to take off work. I even told her not to even come up to the hospital because I thought I was gonna be gone the next day. But she knew, like, that's my twin. She knew that something was not right when she talked to me the morning after surgery, and she was on her way to work, and she ended up coming to the hospital. She stayed the whole entire day with me. She was helping nurse me back to health. My little sister, she's all the way in Maryland, but she called me every day. She constantly texting me and checking on me, FaceTiming me. I just don't know what I would do without them. My grandma, my aunties, my Aunt Denise, she kept, and my Uncle Sonny, they kept our kids while we were while I was in the hospital. They actually kept them the first couple of days, I want to say until maybe Thursday or Friday. They kept them so that we can get, adjusted to being home. I mean, and they did it without even thinking. And they were like, all you gotta do is just tell us and we'll do it. Like, I'm just so thankful. Like, I can't even put it into words. My grandma, she came to the hospital. She spent the day with me.